Hey guys, I brought everybody apples.
I'm afraid to ask why.
I'm not. Why? Oh, cool, apples.
I had an apple once, but I ate it.
Well, here now you can have another one.
Thank you.
Seriously, why the apples?
Oh, you'll see.
Oh, the TV's coming on.
Encyclopedia Britannica presents The Death of Fonzie.
Why do I doubt that? If Johnny Appleseed is not in this movie, I'll feel ripped off.
Ooh, Vikings!
I doubt it has actual Vikings.
T.A. Merrill was a Viking.
No, he wasn't.
You don't know that.
In the rich and beautiful valleys of the Pacific Northwest, the soil and climate combine to make the area an important center of America's apple growing
The
industry.
lush environment looks painted.
From orchards nestled in these valleys come apples, large, firm, and red. Perhaps the
I
most
don't see
popular
any
fruit in
apple
our part of the
trees.
world.
Does anyone see any apple trees?
Our story is of a particular variety called the delicious apple.
All the different two types of apples.
And this is how an orchard of these apples begins.
This guy is stealing apples right now.
The seeds used to start the orchard are from another type of apple tree.
Called Steve.
They are planted because they produce stronger, hardier roots than delicious seeds produce.
Hey, it's Torgo!
These seeds must be from Delicious's less popular cousin, the it's okay apple.
These seedling trees
He's trying
are
to
6
grow
months
apples
old.
with sunflower seeds?
Loosening the soil helps the roots grow big and healthy.
That guy is the most counterproductive farmer ever.
The trees in this group are grown only for their buds,
Hey, bud.
which will be grafted into the hardy young trees with the strong, healthy roots.
The cops are all coming to Mass. You see how tall these are?
Lazy socialite apples
The bud at
thriving
the
off
base
the
of
working
leaf is
class
carefully
tree.
cut and then
Ow.
taken to the new orchard.
Ow. Ow. Ow!
A slit is made in the bark of the seedling tree and the bud placed inside. It will grow to become the trunk of a fruit-bearing tree.
Whoa there!
This rubber
My
band
parents are
holds
pretty
the bud
strict
and the
about
bark firmly in place,
abstinence-only
so the slit will
education.
heal and the bud
That
begin to
explains
grow.
a lot, actually.
He's guarding it with a gun?
As the young trees grow, some of the branches are cut away. This is called pruning. Only the small branches are pruned, leaving the larger limbs to grow and flower.
I wish we could see his face and it turns out he's a pygmy.
Wait, what?
I never knew the world of agriculture was so cutthroat.
This is a dry region, so the orchards must be irrigated with water pumped from nearby wells and rivers.
This tree is stupid.
April is apple blossom time, and the blooming orchards turn the valleys into fairylands of beautiful colors and delicate perfume.
I don't know. It looks kind of brown and white to me.
Blossoms in the spring are a sign of apples in the fall.
That's what she said.
When there are plenty of blossoms, apple growers expect a large crop.
Wait,
He said crop.
oh,
Here is one of the apple grower's best friends, a ladybug. She eats small, leaf-destroying insects called aphids.
Aphids are our moral enemy. Look at it
Another
plotting
friend of the fruit
against
farmer
us.
is the bee. As the bees travel from blossom to blossom looking for sweet, they carry pollen which fertilizes the trees. That's why thousands of beehives are brought into the orchards every spring.
Is that a washer or a dryer?
yeah, it's the only way to grow bees.
Apple growers need to get out more often.
Some pollinating is done by the farmer himself. In this process, workers first gather the pollen by hand.
Sounds kinda kinky.
Then after the blossoms and buds are picked, they're placed in sieves, where they're crushed to obtain the pollen.
I thought they were making apples.
50 Shades of Apple Blossom.
Native American walks by and says, "You are totally insane."
The girls are paid by the amount of pollen they gather, so it is carefully measured.
But the men are paid 40% more for the same amount of pollen.
Now you have a bottle of apple.
Hand pollinating is done in many ways. This is a hand pole. The atomizer is filled with pollen and then sprayed out the nozzle of the pole on the blossom. Here's another method.
Faxing the
This
pollen.
girl touches the blossoms with a small brush dipped in the pollen she carries in her pocket.
From her breast pocket, she brushes the supple
Bees and other
liquid.
insects take care of most of the pollinating, while farmers do only a small part of the work by hand. But they find it pays them well.
Guys, she's literally painting a happy little tree.
By midsummer, the apples are half grown, and it's time to thin them.
Time to bring out the
This way,
C4.
the growers get larger, better quality apples at harvest time.
Is the harvest time code for something? I think it's code.
No, I just think apples are a metaphor for boobs.
They're gathered for feed or left to rot and enrich the soil.
I throw apples to the ground. I can't figure out why they're bruised.
The growing apples become so heavy, the branches must be propped or they will break.
Well,
Special poles are used to brace the limbs.
time to build a barn.
The props will be left in place until the apples are picked.
Wow, there's a surprising amount of sex and violence in the apple world. Who knew?
$10 to anyone who pulls that ladder out from under him.
Apple growers must protect the orchards from insects and other pests.
Since when do apple growers need a
Scientists have
helicopter?
developed many sprays and dusts which kill insects, strengthen tree branches, and protect the fruit.
You're a fruit.
Here's one of the newest and most spectacular methods of dusting. This helicopter, with its hoppers full of insecticide, can dust
Insects
many
such as the
acres
apple
in a
grower's
matter of
best
minutes.
friend a few minutes back? That's cold, dude. That's cold.
Well, this DDT isn't going to poison ourselves. Oh wait. It will.
Screw you, ladybugs! You're dead to me!
Hand spraying is effective too. This particular spray will strengthen the stems so the apples won't fall off before being picked. Each orchard is sprayed many times throughout the season.
Just like Grandma used to spray.
By autumn, the apples are fully grown.
Wait, it's
And
autumn?
thousands of pickers come into the orchards to harvest the ripe red
How
fruit.
long is this movie?
Pickers gather the apples just as they mature, so when the fruit reaches the grocer's shelves, it's sweet, good, and ready to eat.
So he only throws the red apples to the ground?
Just think that guy is dead now.
I have a crappy job.
Notice the picking bags used by the workers. The canvas bottoms allow the pickers to dump the apples without bruising them.
But enough about apples. Here's a bunch of dead ladybugs. Let's have a look.
I bet those apples feel boxed in right now. Get it? Ow!
All the apples in one section of the orchard are loaded from one central point.
This movie is so
The
simple.
boxes are only partially filled,
Why do they make this?
so they can be stacked without injuring the top layer of fruit.
I don't think there's any reason why.
Special trucks carry the apples to the packing house.
That truck sure looks special,
Built
all
low and
right.
close to the ground, the trucks travel under the branches without injuring the trees. They carry nearly 300 boxes of apples at a time.
But there are only 4 apples per box.
Every driver is equipped with a bottle of vodka.
These boxes are delivered at the packing house.
I wonder what they do there.
Here the boxes are unloaded on hand trucks and taken inside.
This factory boasts only a 20% fatality rate annually.
Now the apples are poured out on a conveyor belt. The fruit is handled with great care at all times. Bruised apples are wasted apples.
Whoa, man. I'm totally bruised right now. Whoa.
Before they can be packed, the apples have to be washed. This belt takes them to a ladder of rollers where the apples are lifted into a tub of soapy water.
I never want to eat apples again.
The bath washes off all dirt and residue left from spraying.
I need that when I visit my aunt. She has like 17 cats.
Who wants to bet these are the only things in the factory that
After the
take
bath,
baths?
the clean, shiny apples are brought up a step ladder, which carries them to sorting tables.
So they're red because they dye them?
These girls sort the apples to make sure no bruised or rotten fruit is packed.
We have to touch
Constant care
every
is taken
single
to preserve
apple.
the quality of the apple shipments.
Then they are reshuffled and the process starts again. Just to give the ladies something to do. Look at them, feeling all
Then the
important,
apples are
using
carried
their
along
limbs.
to these little
Why,
sack
she doesn't
doors.
even know what time it is
Spring at
outside.
given spots,
A man
apples
who
of a given
obviously
weight.
can recognize a
This way,
rectangle makes
all
the
apples
boxes.
of the same size drop into the same revolving drums.
Lucy, I think the conveyor belt is speeding up.
Finally,
Quick,
the
Ethel,
apples are
eat as
packed.
many as you can.
Each apple is skillfully wrapped in colored tissue and carefully placed in a
What
box.
for, Lucy?
For the LOLs, Ethel, just do it.
We then mix the apples up with onions and do a blindfold test.
Then the filled boxes move on conveyor rollers to the nailing machine. As the boxes pass through the machine, tops are dropped into place and automatically nailed on.
Some of the nails find their way into the apples, but only about 15% of the time.
After the boxes come out of the machine, they're placed on the last conveyor line and taken to the shipping room, where they will be sent out all over the world.
Including exotic lands like Machu Picchu or Cleveland.
A product of the
Did they just
planters,
black
the
out
pickers,
that
and the
dog?
packers of
Okay,
America's
great
apple
informational
industry.
video. I just have one note. Get rid of the dog.
That dog later went on to become the RCA dog. Fact!
That's not a fact.
Fact!
I seriously don't ever want to see another apple again. Oh! We have to go someplace, any place.
I'm already someplace else.
Well, Dan, great. You've managed to alienate everyone. Again.
Well, that just leaves more for me.
Have you guys seen my rod of Zafrad?
That depends. I have no idea what one is.
I know what it is.
So have you seen it?
Hey, guys!
Yes.
Oh, Channel 62 is going to have a short on called The Front Line. I think it's about World War II.
Then why are you so excited?
Oh, because I got this Debbie Gibson album.
That doesn't even make any sense.
It makes more sense than the rod of Zafroid.
Zafrad!
Oh, it's coming on.
Ah! All I see is red!
On the front lines, we bring you Blook and Acid.
Anyone else see the demonic face screaming at me? No? Just me? Okie dokie then.
This music is from a carnival you don't want to attend.
Okay, it's back and laughing at me.
There's a supermarket institute?
I went there!
What am I doing with my life?
That's a lot of Campbell's soup. Is that all they sell?
So long, Mr. Hoffa.
Some people call this a war.
Nope. Pretty sure we call it
War
a
or
grocery
not,
store.
One thing is sure. A daily battle is being waged in supermarkets all over this country. A
Could we
battle
maybe
for
get
the
a list of those
customer's dollar.
supermarkets for safety reasons?
Can you wear the blandest dress ever, please?
If a store is to make a profit and face today's stiff competition, everyone in it must give his full effort.
Scrape the rats off the bottom.
Can we get the blandest chili ever, please?
But like any battle, victory in this conflict is finally won or lost on the front line.
Anyone want to fact check that statement?
You're such a nerd.
Why are they using an Enigma machine?
With literally millions of dollars at stake, success is measured in pennies.
Literally?
Well then, I'm certainly not
The
going to be
checker
counting
plays a
all of
key
that
role
for
in this daily
success.
struggle.
I get the feeling this movie is a bit behind the times.
Go figure.
Methods of handling groceries and customers may vary from store to store, but the basic objectives are the same.
That conveyor belt is
Check the
backwards.
customers' purchases accurately, ring them up correctly, and collect the money for the store. And there's more.
More, you say? I can't wait.
Probably no job in a supermarket affects the store's success more than that of a checker. Her every action reflects on the store and its entire staff.
And for the
She is
housewife,
a
we
shop
have
of
the
last
eye candy
and
called
often
the
only
bagger.
personal contact with the store. To the customer, the checker is very important.
So, this
Her
is the red line.
responsibilities
Front
are
line.
great and varied.
Right.
But with all of them, one of a checker's primary obligations is to keep the traffic moving. Sometimes a checkout lane begins to resemble a crowded thoroughfare.
That's why we brought in George Lopez to clear out the store.
And the analogy goes much deeper. The colors of traffic control, red, yellow, and green, have a real relationship to the science of good checking. Naturally, the
say
idea
what
is to
now?
keep things moving.
Elderly
Keep that
drivers
green light
have no
glowing.
idea what green lights mean and sit there for hours.
It's still looking at me. Still laughing.
Now we visit an antique store.
Good checking really boils down to the same essentials, no matter what type of equipment your store uses.
Does it really?
To demonstrate these essentials, here are 3 outstanding checkers, all former queens in the Checker of the Year competition.
Totally, completely
Meet
different.
Ruth Bussey of the B&B Supermarkets in Tampa, Florida. A checker for 10 years now, Ruth was chosen International Checker of the Year in 1964.
And honey, you should see me in a crown.
Next to Ruth is Pat Hilton of the Alpha Beta Supermarkets in La Habra, California.
Wow,
Pat
and
has
her
15
hair
years
is
experience.
even
International Checker
lovelier?
of the Year in 1962.
This is green screen, so we can put them on anything back there.
How
And
about
this
a green
is Rose
screen?
Scalavino. Rose has 4 years experience and works for Starbucks.
I'm pretty sure
in
that's a guy.
Massachusetts.
Harry,
Rose
I'm
was
your
checker
girl,
of the year in
Sanderson.
1963.
Oh crap, she heard me. Your hair's the nicest, Rose, I swear.
Miss Jones is not a checker of the year, but she hopes to be someday. She's an
Aww,
intelligent,
that's so
hardworking,
sad.
charming young lady. Still a little new to her job, but learning fast.
Well, she's not an
Like
award-winning checker, but
she could
she's
learn
hot.
a lot just by watching experts perform.
I've cracked the code. I've cracked the code. Phone Churchill now.
The first thing I do when I start the day is get my cash from the head checker.
Is that a cat or a dog?
In a busy
think
week,
it's a Furby.
$5,000 or more may pass through my register. Handling it accurately is one of my biggest responsibilities.
Just below other things.
Once I've got my money counted out and correct, I put my register through a daily inspection.
Her inspection would sicken the most hardcore
Is it
Nazi.
dated correctly? Is the register plugged in?
How much can
Is
I
it
skim
zero?
off the surface today?
I always check supplies now when there's time to replace needed items.
Is she flirting with us?
Are there enough bags to last? I don't want to run out later.
Please say no.
I always try to remember that I'm dealing with food. That means that my stand has to be spotless. My merchandise racks must also be in good order before the day
Those are the
begins.
only merchandise
The
racks?
last thing I check is
Wow.
the most important.
Those really were the good
My
old
stuff.
days, weren't they?
Appearance means a lot on this job.
Just like my night
Thorough
job.
preparation is a mark of every good
The
checker.
day begins in the void.
When the day begins, Miss Jones is ready.
Sounds like a real vote
The
of
idea
confidence
is to
from
keep
the
that
announcer
green
there.
light on to keep the lane moving. But that's not as easy as it may sound.
Oh, he got into the dog chow.
There are times when
Little Johnny here thinks you're hiding some chocolate back there. Little Johnny isn't pleased.
And the award for least organized cart ever goes to...
Why is this music so zany?
That should not be your only
and
issue with this movie.
sometimes,
I didn't say it was my only issue.
Sometimes you must stop altogether.
And then quit.
The important thing is knowing the difference.
And then quit.
It stinks!
This is poisonal, Jones. It means war.
Math is hard.
But so long as you observe the basics, things will keep moving smoothly. Watch an expert.
And now, an expert.
The first order of business is to greet the customer.
Scope your hair into a big old bike
Then
helmet.
comes an important moment of caution. Is the bottom of the cart empty?
And wear clown shoes.
I always make certain there are no missed items that might get through unchecked, and ring this out as a signal to myself that I've checked the cart. And most importantly,
Never let them
judge
see
as
you
a matter of
cry.
fact. No customer likes to think she is suspected of shoplifting.
You can't dictate my
Ring up
feelings.
the right price and press the right department.
Be sure to
key.
check today's Enigma code,
Keys
or the
are
whole
important
war will
for
be
the
lost.
store's records and planning. Checkers are bookkeepers too. Multiple price
Dear
items.
Dear
should be
Abby,
checked
I
I like
like green
green
beans.
Try to hold the first items in this group until they can all be checked through.
What
at
is she
once.
making?
45 cents?
Multiple pricing used to frighten me. I'm not much on fractions. Now when I see an incomplete group like this, I just slow down a second to be sure I've got the price right.
Betty has
This
forgotten
is
that
what the
slowing
fraction
down
charge
is against
for,
the rules.
and I use
She will
it.
now be terminated.
There's no such thing as an almost right in this business.
Was that not her hand?
If I overcharge, I
Where was
cheat
that
the
hand
customer.
coming from?
If I undercharge, I'm unfair to the store. Fractions mean you charge the next penny.
Okay, I'm not a math expert, but I'm pretty sure that's not what fractions
It
mean.
might well represent the entire profit on this order.
No pressure, though.
Here's another pricing problem. A price smeared beyond recognition.
Did fractions even exist back then?
This is one time I stop everything. I don't guess. I ring for my supervisor and set the smeared item aside until she comes.
Its rep is
In the
ruined
meantime,
forever.
I can continue putting the rest of the order through. Although I study the prices and know the specials, I'm always on the lookout for certain booby traps.
Booby traps? Geez, what kind of grocery store is this?
Items like soups have different prices for different types.
And are gross and disgusting.
Uh-oh. Booby traps!
Others have identical package designs but different prices. For instance, pineapple chunks at 39 cents and crushed pineapple at 33 cents.
Why? Wouldn't it cost more to crush them?
Not in the past.
Pennies, but think a minute. With a store's profit margin of about 1.25%, a checker error of only 30 cents means that about $25
What sort of product is
groceries
beads
must be
and
sold
bleach?
before the store regains the loss.
Yeah,
It's more
not
than
following you.
pennies.
Do you have any
Question of your
stickers?
store's success or failure. And once the order is checked, there are still some important jobs to be done.
You will take the money,
Handling
peasant!
money is one of a checker's greatest responsibilities, and sometimes one of the most difficult.
I've forgotten how to do math.
You will take the money, peasant!
Ma'am, we can't accept checks with inappropriate pictures on them.
This says go home.
Handling money is largely a matter of knowing the rules and following them to the letter.
Is she in hell now?
Well, we certainly are. Why should she be excused?
There are many systems, but generally your stores will be similar to this. Defer coupons until the order is paid for.
Or don't use
Know your
coupons,
store's
because only
policy
old
on
people
check
do.
cashing and
Unless
follow
you're
it
in Florida.
closely.
Wait, what?
As you accept the customer's money, call the out of amount, such as $12.38 out of 20.
Not
Put the
following.
check or bill onto the slab and count the change to yourself, then to your customer.
That's a cut.
And never forget, thank you. Lastly,
embezzle the
put
check
the
into
money
your
from the
personal
slab
account
into
and
the
flee the
register.
state.
And never leave your position with your register open.
Is that code? I think that's code.
Coupons are simple if you handle them right.
If you don't, they're still
After
simple.
the customer has paid the regular price for her order, check her coupons against the purchased item.
How did this ever make any sense?
Sometimes people haven't actually bought the goods specified on the coupon.
Could you imagine how mad people would be if it took them this long to get through one person?
And refund it to the customer, remembering to do so with a smile.
Or just
This
use
is
a
to make
computer
your
like a
job
sane
easier
person.
and lets the customer know her coupons were credited. Trading stamps are simple too.
Simply don't
Be
accept them.
accurate. And remember, they are money.
Sort of. Okay,
Giving
they're
a
not.
customer more than she is entitled to costs the store.
It's a felony.
Okay, so why was this film made again?
The final job of a checker is one that most checkers like least, but it's also one of the most important.
Until Tetris was invented.
And then only the nerds liked it.
Wait, she has to bag her own groceries too.
Remember when you could get bags for free?
Oh no! Math and manual labor? What kind of job did I sign up for?
Ah! She stole my idea!
I guess I can't say I've ever enjoyed packing an order, but I know how much depends on it.
It's Wonder Woman's
one part of
invisible
the store
bag.
The customer takes home with her. Beginning with the right size bag, I pack heavy to light. That's also the way I'd send the order through if a bagger were working with me.
It's actually a model for my entire life.
With cans and other heavy items, I build up the sides with flats, putting glass and other fragile items in the center for protection. Meat, frozen foods, and ice cream should always be wrapped separately.
I love this woman and would like to marry her immediately.
Finally, light crushables go on top.
Screw it!
Knowing the fundamentals makes the job easier and helps you to do it better. But there's one area of checking where each girl brings something special to her job, where there are no universal guidelines.
Nude checking.
Personality is something every good checker develops on her own.
This one I
She
approve.
learns to communicate a comfortable pleasantness to her customers.
This one is
Making
rejected.
them feel that the store regards them as something special.
You're dressed like a
Smart is
clown.
always part of the uniform. The job is easier when you do it right, and people are generally nicer to deal with when you treat them right.
Did she just whisk her cart into nothing?
Checking is never going to be an easy job. The responsibilities are too great. Just consider how much work a good checker does on a busy day.
When do I
Putting
not
through up to
consider it?
360 orders, checking some 7,000 separate items.
Is that counting six-packs as one
And
item
develop
or
good habits,
6?
such as maintaining space between unchecked items and those that have been checked.
I think this movie was made before black people were
It
invented.
takes skill and practice to get this good. And a lot of effort. But the basics
Okay,
are
seriously, that is a man.
simple. Slow down when the situation calls for extra care.
Ah! Attack of the Shadow People, run for your lives!
On those few occasions that require it. And keep the flow moving the rest of the time. Swiftly, accurately, and pleasantly.
Yeah, they're really moving like gangbusters right now.
Become a vet.
Remembering the fundamentals may make Miss Jones a checker of the year one day.
Not today, of course.
It might do the same for you.
She's costing the store fractions of pennies, and these will add up to whole pennies someday.
This battle is won on the front line. It's here that the customer has her last important contact with the store.
Okay, are we in a battle or a traffic jam? Please stop mixing your metaphors, you're confusing Dan.
It's a
Yeah.
difficult job at times, but learning the skills we've seen demonstrated will help assure that it's done right and will make your task
You gave
much
me
easier.
$1. Here's all your change.
She'll be back.
In your store, you are a vital member of the team. By always observing the fundamentals, you'll be doing your part on the front line.
Is she a checker or a nurse? What?
In a moment, the results of that trial.
I have so many questions right now.
Stop looking at me! Make it stop!
This film company has 3 divisions? Seriously?
Huh. I guess it wasn't about World War II. It was about grocery shopping. Well, I guess that makes sense.
No, it really doesn't.
This movie even made shopping seem boring. That's impressive.
Actually, I liked it.
Really?
No.
Hey guys! I heard Cinderella's playing on Channel 62 tonight. Finally a good movie is showing. You would think that. What? How could you not like the story of Cinderella?
Well, for starters, the whole thing's based on child abuse. And let's not forget the strange fetish the main character has with animals.
You can't be serious. Oh, it's romantic.
Oh, yes, everything in life will be perfect when a man comes and rescues you from all your problems. Pathetic.
Well, I think it's cute and romantic. What do you think, Wyatt?
I'm not getting involved.
I want a peanut. No, a pumpkin. No, I was right the first time. I want a peanut.
Oh, look, it's starting.
Now we're going to tell you how to drive Cinderella in your brand new Chevrolet.
This reminds me of that episode of Lizzie McGuire where Gordo and Ethan compete in a charity mini golf tournament and Lizzie gets handcuffed to her brother.
You can't convince me that this cartoon has a process of any kind.
I count frogs to fall asleep.
Ah! What the hell is that thing?
It might not make much sense now, but the next step is crucial.
Okay, dude, not trying to judge here, but could you keep that behind closed doors where it belongs?
He's going to tell, he's going to tell, he's going to tell.
It's good to know that gold diggers were still around in medieval times.
It is? He's playing his legs. That's totally creepy.
So, what time period is this taking place in again?
I think the same guy drew Where's Waldo.
Your imaginary sand dance pool insults my acting gloves.
I'm fabulous!
Whoa, somebody's having some issues with job satisfaction.
Me. I beg your pardon? Well, we shall see. Here he comes now.
I hope he's not gay.
Oh, please don't be gay.
No, I'm the fat stepsister and you're the freaky face sister.
Dude, you just had an intimate moment with your horse bug. You don't get to judge.
Cinderella must be home by midnight, or she'll lose her gown, her slippers, her coach, everything.
Well, someone's been reading ahead.
I've got it. The old witch in the forest. That's it. The witch.
I didn't know Kathy Griffin was in this.
On with the dance.
Play some Slayer!
Bring the monkey.
You're not funny.
The librarian always stares at low-back chairs.
They look like they're spying on the witch showering.
I'll stop that, Coach.
It's the Disney infringement witch.
Of woe. I'm known for my witchcraft wherever I go. At such times as this, my minions take flight.
Toil, toil, boiling trouble.
In the night.
Seriously, ladies? You're paying for see-through floaty monkey walruses. Time to rethink your life choices.
To poison people's food? I'm bad, as you may well conclude. I even hate myself.
I'm like Rosie with no food.
But we spread happiness each day as we go on our merry way.
Hope that ghost
We help
eats
to
Nicky
make this
Gnome.
life more gay. We love everything. Except that.
It pans up to a picture of Jar Jar.
Was he spanking the grasshopper thing?
Ah! What the hell is that thing?
There you go. They should have ordered the creepy Caesar bunny instead. I think I'm going to have nightmares.
Lily Tomlin? The early years.
Who needs gum when you can chew on the blackened souls of the damned?
He's the carrot. Hold the line, dearie. Wait till I get rid of this pest.
I'm sorry. I don't understand how gum works.
That's corny. Ow!
Woodland Messenger Service?
So, is everything in this cartoon a drug-induced nightmare?
Pretty much.
Bird abuse.
You say that as if you're surprised.
To Hogwarts we go.
Are we boys or girls?
P.S. Everything I've said is a lie.
Chief Gnome, when did he get a promotion?
Guys, I don't think that's the kind of jacking your employer had in mind.
Since when is Cinderella's wagon a 1950s sedan?
Chevrolet, kids!
Are those things supposed to be scary?
Wouldn't you be scared if you walked outside and there was a goofy cartoon walrus making faces at you?
Good point.
I didn't do it. Walkies?
That dog has a weird fetish.
Well, I'll show her.
Just add some Tabasco in here. Perfect.
I'm only happy when I'm spreading gloom. My goal is destruction and ultimate doom.
Yeah, nothing says doom and destruction like speaking entirely in rhyme.
She thinks I'm pretty.
That ghost is kind of a dick.
He's like that kid in elementary school whose sack lunch you pee on when they aren't looking.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing, but I'm right.
I hate trees.
I think we've sort of gone off script here.
It's the Green Hornet.
Oh, right. As if this cartoon would have anything that sane in it.
Is anyone driving that car?
Once again, we don't believe in having a normal timeline.
Who's driving? Christina Aguilera?
Right. Show me a car that can drive over tree trunks without bouncing, and I'll show you a freaking hover car. No, really, I'd like a hover car, please.
Wind, lightning, thunder, and rain.
The perfect buffalo sauce.
I'm always in an ugly mood. I love to poison people's food. I'm bad, as you may well conclude.
Yeah, I think we covered that.
Hey, she's only got one routine, so let her roll with it.
We're fucked!
Dear Lord of all gnomes, dear Lord of all gnomes and horsehoppers too.
Wait, the Lord over gnomes and grasshoppers?
I don't think grasshoppers have original sin.
You don't know that.
Well, that's true.
We spread happiness each day as we go on our merry way. We help to make this life more gay. We love everything. Except that.
Too long. Didn't read.
It's the moon from A Trip to the Moon.
Meanwhile, in the ghost car...
Are they trying to say that Chevrolet cars are indestructible?
I have no idea what the point of this is.
Meanwhile, in Florida...
SPCA! SPCA!
So, what is his deal? Oh well, back to work.
She's totally oblivious. La 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 la.
The day Mr. Clean goes horribly, horribly wrong.
La 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 la. I'm a girl. La 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 la.
What is happening right now?
Did he just give himself devil horns? I'm so confused.
This reminds me of that episode on Lizzie McGuire where Lizzie's dad and brother build a literal man cave and then their mom finds it and makes them plug it up.
That guy must hate his job.
Either that or like it a little too much.
So they're driving a bouncy house.
That would be so cool.
You're all wet. Ow! Wait a second. Seriously? That guy's a horrible human being.
So they're in London?
London, France.
Did I miss the Daily Show?
Okay, so where are we now?
I'll say this for them. It's easier to follow than Space Odyssey.
Oh, for a cartoon shotgun right now.
I cannot believe there is not one single Starbucks in the entire forest.
I think that's Philadelphia in the background.
When will gasoline be plug and play?
Nobody knows.
Chevrolet! Running over dogs since... whenever this is supposed to be taking place in.
The prince looks evil.
Yeah, and she looks terrified.
Wouldn't you?
I'm sorry, Your Highness. I can't.
I don't play for your team.
What more dowry could I wish for than you, my love? And the coach.
That's right. I can marry you because I have a Chevrolet.
She's stealing our car.
What's a car?
I'm telling you, that's like passing a watermelon through chopsticks.
Seriously, you two, get a room.
And now the dog is joining in. Make it stop, please.
I have so many questions right now.
Amen to that.
World's lust for combat.
Ah! You have got to be kidding me.
Bye, kids! Buy my toys! Hi-ho!
I don't like Cinderella anymore.
I don't remember a hideous gnome being part of the Cinderella fable. But I think it actually makes it better.
I'm just trying to figure out why they made it in the first place. I mean, it's animation. People had to work on that for months and months. Nobody questioned why they were doing it?
Last one in is a rotten egg.
I looked at the broadcast schedule for your beloved Channel 62 this morning.
Please don't call it that.
And I found something that might be useful for you guys around here.
What? How to jump a sinking ship in 10 easy steps?
No, selling is a career, which is something you know nothing about.
Hey, that's not fair. I sold something just last week.
A baseball card.
Well, yeah, but I got $2 whole from it. American.
Oh, just watch it.
Oh, it's a Coronet film.
Sealing as a career.
Selling.
All right. Sealing as a selling.
No, never mind.
Christopher Nolan, the early years.
A motivational video by Willie Loman.
It's Columbo!
The house-to-house salesman symbolizes in a way the function of all salesmen.
Depression.
Which is to bring goods or services to the attention of the consumer and to help the consumer buy.
Selling requires dressing like a clown.
The good salesman helps the buyer. The measure of his success is not how many sales he makes, but how many customers he satisfies.
And also how many sales he
Such
makes.
salesmen are serving throughout the whole of our economy.
Is this the sucking end?
From the mill, salesmen sell steel and other materials to manufacturers.
Ah! He's caught the
Salesmen
mangler!
form the link between manufacturer and wholesaler.
Looks like the Ghostbusters could be selling some goods and services at the mill,
To the retail
too.
merchant. The retail merchant is also a salesman, helping the consumer buy.
I've been a consumer my whole life, pal, and I don't think I've ever needed help spending money.
The main links in our economic system are the salesman.
Selling in front of fake
And
walls.
for many young men and women, selling is a career to consider as a vocation.
And a vocation to consider as a
There are many
career.
types of selling careers, from that of a retail store sales clerk
We've got the new jogs
to
in.
that of a television salesman.
To that of wearing hideous dresses.
There are careers in selling by telephone.
Everyone loves those
and
people.
careers in writing sales letters.
Bozo! No!
Those people trying to sell
Selling as a
babies.
career.
How cute.
Let's study some aspects of the life of one salesman, Art Williams.
Hi, Art!
After the children have been sent to bed, Williams has work to do.
Which apparently doesn't include helping to put several children to bed.
For you see, the successful salesman does more than make sales.
Well, time to go back to my suicide note.
I'll tell you who's not a successful salesman.
At
The
the
guy
end of
trying to
each day,
convince us to
he
go
must
into
complete his
sales.
orders and mail them.
He's just reading a comic.
He must make out reports of the day's calls on customers and prospects.
Who is doing this at 9 at night?
He keeps records, a file of information about each customer.
And the NSA was born.
Likes and dislikes. Records that make future sales possible.
Now accepting applications. Get yours now.
Later, when today's reports and records have been completed, there is more routine work, looking forward to tomorrow.
Oh, boy!
10-1 that's poisoned.
A morning visit to Mages in his own city.
Perhaps.
Afternoon calls on 2 stores in town some distance away.
Wait, Mages? Okay, being a salesman in a
Now
role-playing game could be exciting. I'll give him that.
Last purchase was 4 dozen ski boots. A fairly new account needs careful handling.
I used to play bass in a band called Future
A thriving
Prospects
sporting goods
Excellent.
store, gradually building a wide trade.
Good for paying protection.
Maybe they'll be interested in the new line of ski boots.
I guess mages have to make a living too.
An important account, worth all morning, even if the sale isn't big this time, because future sales should be large.
I have no idea what this is.
Next, Sampson Sports Center, a steady, long-term customer.
Told us never to come
Look
back.
for a repeat order in every line. No problem there.
That's it for mages? Really? There'd better be dragons later, or I'm not buying this sales thing.
If there's time tomorrow, call on Wilson Stam, a brand new prospect.
With brand new
They
money.
never handled ski boots before.
They find attorney for marketing boots at 9 p.m.
Don't try to make a sale there. Just get acquainted.
If you know what I
In
mean.
time, they may want help.
Yes, even at 9 p.m.
The successful salesman knows his product, its strengths and weaknesses, its appeal to the customer.
It's absurd outdatedness.
He knows what the manufacturer has to say about it, how far he guarantees it. The salesman must be sold on his product in order to sell it to others.
I don't get these bowling balls at all.
When you consider selling as a vocation, think of yourself doing this sort of homework.
Oh, homework. Baby, you know what I like.
What must Art Williams,
Say it
the
again
salesman,
real slow.
He sizes up his customer further. His eyes are alert to indications of the customer's needs.
For instance, this customer needs a janitorial service.
Inside, face-to-face with his customer, the
Suggest the
salesman is
store get a
warm
less
and
convoluted
friendly.
sign.
Perhaps he has a compliment to make about the store, and he means it.
Okay, I quit.
Then he presents his product to show how it meets the customer's needs.
Mr. Majors, I'd like you to look at 2 boots.
So, I was visiting your kids the other day. They say hi.
And, here
Is the real
is a sample
stuff.
of our new Ski Master line.
Now, you might be thinking, these look exactly the same.
Jerry, has it ever occurred to you that our lives are completely meaningless?
Yes, it's hard to tell them apart, isn't it?
That's what I said.
And the Ski Master sells in your lower price range.
Basically free, I'm a terrible salesman.
Built-in ankle support,
Twisty ties.
full double lining.
It's got a bottle opener.
Helping the customer buy.
Toothbrush.
Helping him to know the product.
Helping him to join a
Helping him see
cult.
sales features that he, in turn, can use to sell the boot.
Helping him create random Wikipedia articles about things
How
that
well
don't really
could you
exist.
do it? But selling is even more.
It is?
Well, will we get complaints on them like we do on the Ski Juniors? You know, you fellas ought to learn how to waterproof.
I can waterproof you shutting up.
The salesman hears objections and complaints. He must meet them squarely and handle them
Well,
well.
I'll give him this
They
much.
provide
He's
clues
not
to the
sugarcoating the
customer's
sales
needs
thing.
and
You
opportunities
can't say
to
he didn't
serve.
warn you.
You've had trouble with leaking boots, huh? That's right.
Oh, I get it. This isn't a promotional video. It's a warning to get out while you still can.
Just drop me a note. You know, our company will replace the boots if the trouble is due to materials or workmanship.
But we find most of it
Shouldn't have any
user
trouble with
error.
that, though. The double construction of the Ski Master is designed
Yeah,
to...
you lost me before you even walked
Do
in
you
here.
mind if I use your drinking water? Go ahead.
It would be so cool if he poured it all over his desk.
Okay, this is getting a little weird.
So, if you pee in your boot, you're still good to go?
Look, I've been studying the purchase records on the Ski Junior line, and I've worked out this size run for your
Yeah.
first Ski Master.
Who wants to waterproof
Now, I
their
want you to
boots
look over
from the
carefully, Nathan.
inside?
I want you to take all the time in the world. And if this boot has leaked one drop before you're through, we can tear up the order and forget about it.
You mean Cranky McStinkface is the
Dramatization may be an
mage?
answer to a question for some
I think I
customers.
just died a little inside.
Will it work with Mr. Mages?
Is this body odor mixed with despair?
Getting to be a good judge of people. That's basic to salesmanship. How good a judge of people are you?
Sucker!
For selling is working with people. It's helping them make decisions,
good decisions. Helping them buy. That's selling.
Helping them make good decisions that will benefit you.
So much for the first call. A successful call. An order and an improved relationship with the customer.
Here I am, getting in the wrong side of the car again, like a moron.
Now for a drive to another town, many miles away, and a call on another type of customer.
The previous store's bitter enemy. You can laugh together at how you just sold them inside waterproof boots.
What it needs more of, and making out a reorder.
I want to make out with that mannequin.
Long years of trust and fair dealing have built this relationship.
But that's all about to end
Williams,
now.
This store is a customer. The manager, a friend whom he serves honestly and well.
It looks like she's doing low-impact jazz hands.
Later, the same day, Williams makes his third call. On a new prospect, a total stranger.
Hi, I'm a total stranger.
How will they get along? What interests and needs can Williams learn
Hi there.
about?
I've noticed you have a large guns and bowling balls collection.
This stop is just to get acquainted.
And boy, did they ever.
That night finds Williams away from home, doing bookwork again, completing orders, making reports.
He's kidding, right?
Records.
Tell me he's kidding.
Thus ends a day in this salesman's life.
Another hollow,
How
miserable
attractive
day.
does this life seem to you?
Pretty much a living hell.
Yep, I'd rate it just above public metro
As you begin to
janitor.
plan your future, give serious consideration to the various careers of selling.
What a weak knock.
Much more can be learned through guidance assistance in your school, through talks with your counselor.
Your counselor is on the boot manufacturer's payroll, so you're sort of stuck.
Part-time selling jobs are a good chance to find out more about the vocation of selling.
Why don't you get in here? We'll roll you down the hill.
Talks with salesmen you know will give you more ideas about careers in selling.
I forgot what you look like, Daddy.
Investigate.
Find out who this girl's real father is.
What about selling as a career for you?
The haunted coronet theme.
That's my ringtone when despair calls.
Paid for by the Society of, For the Love of God, Do Anything But Go Into Sales.
So what I took from that is that if you want to be an excellent salesperson, you just need to wear a fedora.
I didn't take anything from it at all.
I took away that guys in suits are H-O-T. Hot. What?
I got this note on my car. It said to be here at 7 for your name here. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, did you make these for any occasion and then forget to add an occasion?
No, this just means the movie's name is Your Name Here.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
I want my name here. Can my name be here? I'll give you $1.
No, I mean the note that he left makes sense.
No, it still doesn't.
Well, in a minute, the movie's coming on.
Was this before Hobbs or post Hobbs?
Oh no, a firing squad.
The film you are about to see
is true.
Represents a significant breakthrough in the advancing science of the motion picture.
My ears, for example, are entirely CG.
Plagued by the always difficult, sometimes impossible to explain costs of original creative thinking in script preparation, photography, and editing.
The audio, however, is great. We're totally on board with the rattle-banging noises in the background. It's awesome.
Through the utilization of a hard-hitting, versatile, and all-encompassing film document. The first truly all-purpose film. When viewing this film, please keep your company name and your product in mind.
I'm over here
you
now.
You are about to witness history in the making.
Damn it, Phil, you had one job.
Hey, this film is called Pete.
Please ignore that guy's ears.
It's a story about heaven. Or ice cream. Or ice cream in heaven.
From the dawn of history, a better way of life has been man's dream, man's goal.
Women's penciled-in date on the calendar.
With freedom from the work.
Zip codes.
The worry.
And then somebody dropped a Coke bottle.
The tensions and insecurities of everyday existence.
We're not going to invent itself, boss say.
Through the ages, man clung to his dream and struggled toward his goal.
All right, wise guys, you may laugh now, but these will be all the rage next season. Huzzah!
In quest of a better life, men sought and found a new world.
Sweet. Does it have dragons?
Indiana Jones? No!
Florida just missed that dragon.
And in time, they formed a new nation, dedicated to a better way of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Results may vary based on race, gender, sexual orientation, political, or religious affiliation. Not available in all areas. Void where prohibited.
Still following the dream.
Echo, echo, echo.
Braving the mountains and the desert, the broad rivers and the cataracts.
Yes, even Cleveland.
The savage hostility of the red man.
Davy Crockett had a soul patch?
Jeez. Did you ever see so many Indians?
Not for long, dude. Am I right? High five, bro.
Go on back.
His soul patch is the same as his hat's
Swear,
tail.
you some kind of a nut or something? What about our age-old dream of a better life?
Loving that goatee, by the way.
Thanks, man. Just following the dream.
Like wagons ho.
And they conquered the wilderness. They settled the land.
They snarkled the orange juice.
And they built great cities, monuments to their progress.
Well, great might be a strong word.
For all their vast achievements, something of their dream still eluded them.
Air pollution as far as the eye could
Despite
see.
the world's highest living standards, the average American remained vaguely discontent.
And vaguely vague.
Aware that his goal of a better way of life had still not been fully realized.
Separate beds? There's your problem.
Something missing.
Dream achieved.
John.
The end.
Yes, Mary.
John, what's happening to us?
I think we both know, Mary.
It's just that we seem to be drifting apart.
Anyone want to bet
I'm
their
sorry,
solution
Mary.
is a baby?
I've tried.
Anyone?
Oh, I don't blame you, John.
Maybe we can get some pills.
It's just that...
Stop it.
It's not your fault either, of course.
It's just that we don't have...
Exactly. There's this awful gap in our lives just because we don't have... Oh, but why talk about it?
It's just that... Oh, I keep hoping someone can find a way to...
Don't be a fool, Mary. You know that's impossible.
Oh, I know. It's just that...
Gad, it's ironic. With all our technology and industrial know-how, we still don't have the one thing that could give us a better way of life. They say it can't be done, that it's just an impossible dream.
A complete Hobbit, Lord of the Rings marathon in just one weekend?
Your name here. There is a modest sign.
That sure is a modest sign.
And here, dedicated scientists face the challenge. Years of heartbreaking failures and setbacks only stiffen their resolve to conquer the problem. And one day, a strange and historic accident.
And Baja Blast was born.
Uh-oh. Well, you did it again.
Gee, what a mess.
Lamest superhero origin story ever.
Wait a minute.
Did you leave the iron on?
Listen.
Jason is hiding in the beakers?
By Gad, do you suppose this freak accident...
Of course. That's it. That's the answer.
I'm Ron
We've done
Howard's
it.
father.
After all these years, we've
I'm
invented
seriously
it.
having a hard time making fun of a
How about
movie
that?
that's making fun of itself.
Oh, no. That's no kind of a thing to say. This has got to be some sort of a line that'll get quoted, like,
Zip
oh,
codes.
how about this? What has God wrought?
3 times 5 is 16.
Good. Beautiful. Let me get that down.
Now we just need to invent pens.
And with those historic words, the search was over. From the laboratories of Your Name Here had come the key to the secret that had baffled man through the ages. No longer a dream, but a reality was Your Product Here.
No pressure, though.
Now, for the first time, limitless horizons open for the nation. A brighter future unfolded.
There it is, behind that
Thanks
huge
to
cloud of smoke.
Your Name Here. Employment boom.
And everybody died.
Not only in the vast modern facilities of Your Name Here, but in factories everywhere, geared to supply this vital new industry that is reshaping our economy and transforming the lives of millions.
But ironically, not that guy.
So, this film is being sarcastic, right?
I really hope so.
With new Your Product Here available to all, man is working modern miracles, breaking the boundaries of time, nearing the conquest of space itself.
A Tom Hiddleston
In
clone for
countless
everyone.
ways, directly and indirectly, Your Product Here serves the nation and its citizens, plays a vital role in helping every American to achieve a better way of life.
Pretty sure a horde of Tom
Enables
Hiddleston
or
clones
helps
could
him
achieve that goal.
To enjoy healthful recreation, have well-trained, obedient pets, make friends,
Best friends with benefits.
have leisure time for travel,
Murderer.
grow bigger crops, get real smoking satisfaction,
And then get real cancer.
strengthen our national defense, keep romance from fading away,
Well, that's what happens when you fall in love with
enjoy
a
smoother
ghost.
shades, live in a more comfortable home, take off ugly fat,
Acquire beautiful
achieve
fat instead.
success.
John, you mean...
That's right, Mary. I got the promotion. Starting tomorrow, I'm no longer just a shipping clerk. I'm chairman of the board.
And it's all because of...
Your Product Here. Thus, the Your Name Here story. A story of refusal to admit defeat.
A story about Vienna sausages.
A story of gallant men and women who kept faith and who molded the universal dream of a better life into reality through Your Product Here, the living symbol of our national heritage. A story in the great tradition of George Washington,
An old white guy.
Abraham Lincoln,
Another old white guy.
Franklin D. Roosevelt,
Yet another old white guy.
and the other heroic figures who, like your company president here,
Who the heck is
dedicated
that?
their lives to humanity, and whose contributions to the betterment of mankind will never be forgotten.
Unless, of course, they're minorities. Or women. We're only honoring old white guys here.
I always commit to doing things I'm horribly underqualified to do.
That film was actually funny.
Yeah, but I really want that product now.
Wait a second. I hear the ice cream van.
I want the one that smells like Team Spirit. Gimme, gimme!
Can someone explain why my purse is stuck to this pizza pan?
Oh, you'll see.
Oh no, you'll see this in a very uncomfortable place if you don't unstick it right now.
A very uncomfortable place? Like an airplane bathroom?
Wyatt, no.
I can fix it after the short's done, but I needed it for the short.
Oh, you'll be needing something all right.
Look, everyone just calm down. The short's gonna start, and then it will be done, and then all this will be over.
Like a street side mailbox.
Wyatt, stop.
But a mailbox?
Wyatt, stop. RCA presents Dog Talks to Umbrella.
Like what? Duct tape in different colors?
I don't think that's what they mean.
Through the years, RCA Victor has built a tradition of continually introducing new ideas and products to bring new thrills and pleasures to millions in home entertainment.
Woohoo!
In keeping with that tradition, RCA Victor now offers a completely new development for new listening enjoyment with tape.
Oddly creepy boxes that match your ugly blank room perfectly.
To take off one tape and thread in a new one.
So she's going to put a CD in there?
32 1/5 or a minute and 10 seconds. Let's find out.
Can we? Oh
Ready?
boy.
Set, go.
So, is this what 8-track came from?
2 2/5 seconds exactly.
How did she do it?
Here's how. The new
I think
RCA
this
Victor
announcer
conceived,
really needs
developed,
a new
and
hobby.
designed tape cartridge for easy magazine loading to make playing a tape as simple as or even easier than playing a record.
Well, which one is it? Make up your mind.
Jeepers!
If the music turns into a demonic voice, I'm leaving.
Simple, convenient,
So it's like the 8.5-inch
truly
floppy?
sensible approach to tape. But that's only
And that is
part
all
of
the music
story.
it had on it?
The new cartridge cuts basic
Holy
tape costs
mother of
to
VHS,
1/4
that
of
thing's
what they used
huge!
to be for the same playing time. And here's how. The old reel-type stereo tapes carried 2 soundtracks, one for each speaker system.
Both with long sperm.
The new cartridge tape carries not just 2, but 4 tracks. 2 in each direction for stereo, or 4 tracks for monaural. Giving
Do you think
twice
this video
the
inspired the
playing time
Beatles
for
to make
same
Sgt.
length of
Pepper?
tape.
No.
For monaural home recording, all 4 tracks can be used.
Did he
giving 4
really
times
just
the
say
playing time,
monaural?
giving you more
Someone
uninterrupted
really
music
needs to
that
get
is
this guy
possible
some
from a
stamps
full
or a
stack
pet
of
rock or
45
something.
RPM records on an automatic phonograph. And there's even more.
More, you
On the
say?
old type tape recorders, the slowest speed at which music could be satisfactorily recorded and played was 7 1/2 inches per second.
That's what she said.
Now, high
Oh, okay, I
fidelity
get
music
it.
at
He
the
was a
new
failed
low
mathlete,
speed of
wasn't
only
he?
3
Got
and
kicked off the
3/4
team
inches
and
per
never
second.
got over it.
Made possible by the development of precision-controlled RCA Victor sound heads and precision
Is this a
balanced motors,
jukebox?
the product of 4 1/2 years of research.
Dude, you're not going to
And to
make
be
this sound
manufactured in RCA
interesting.
Victor's
Just give
own
up.
Cambridge, Ohio
Maybe
factory.
if he had a few explosions?
1 whole hour of stereophonic music or 2 hours monaural in a single tape cartridge.
I'm pretty sure this guy is
In
the
the
reason
past,
people started using
stereophonic
sex to
tapes
sell their
like
products.
this one gave about
Thanks a lot,
36
guy.
minutes of music and cost about as much as 3 LP records. But with the new tape cartridge with easy magazine loading, living stereo will be available at a cost of a little more than 1 LP record.
What about living monaural?
Along with the new
We need to
tape
know.
cartridge goes a complete line of brand new RCA Victor tape cartridge recorders and players.
And this
in a complete
ugliest
price range.
thing ever!
The ultimate in high-fidelity music listening and home recording pleasure within the reach of everyone.
And creepy decor.
All models both play and record, while all the stereo semi-automatics and fully automatic models record stereophonically as well as monaurally, bringing the new thrill of living stereo to home recording.
He just really likes that word. He
All
wants to
models
get
feature a fast
monaural
forward
with
action
it.
as well as a fast reverse for editing and selection.
Are they really showing us how reverse and rewind works?
Yes. Yes, they are.
All models also feature an automatic shutoff that turns off the machine when the tape has finished playing.
I'm still confused about how the
The
dog's
tape is
involved
now
in this.
completely rewound, ready for play.
She's flipped this
No
like
need for
40
rewinding.
times.
The new tape cartridge is at all times ready for play.
I'm still confused about how the dog's involved in
The
this.
new RCA Victor Deluxe models
I think the
include
narrator is
completely automatic
actually
features
on
of
that tape.
reversing and shutting off, playing up to 2 hours of music at the push of one button, making it unnecessary even to turn the cartridge over.
Can you turn it back on?
Presto.
Nope.
Tape reversed. Soundhead switched to the B track, all without the touch of a hand.
The end of life as
And
you
now
know
some
it.
more features of the dramatically new RCA development.
Destined to be sold at Goodwill.
For easy, convenient indexing, you have first the footage counter, giving you an indication at all times of how much tape has been recorded or played.
And how long you have before the
Second,
bomb explodes.
2 conveniently located windows to provide a further visual check on how much tape remains on each reel.
Which is so helpful
Third,
when the tape is playing inside that
For
ugly
easy
box
reference,
thing.
the first side of each selection is labeled A,
And the other side is also labeled A.
I'm still confused about how the dog's
Okay,
involved.
that's like 55 times now on the flipping.
while the second side is labeled B,
E for outdated or fossil.
conveniently packaged in a rugged polystyrene case that keeps the tape protected against damage. A package actually containing twice as much music as is found on the conventional 7-inch pre-recorded tape reel.
An entire half song? Can you believe it?
Cartridge that does not need a spare second reel for winding and rewinding.
There goes my Saturday night.
A simple brake holds the reels firmly, prevents tape unwinding and fouling in shipment or handling. Virtually foolproof.
Foolproof, huh? Just give me
When the
time.
cartridge is magazine loaded in position to play, the brake is automatically released.
I've never been more grateful for a
easily
smartphone than
removable
right
screws
now.
Permit the cartridge to be opened to edit or repair the tape.
I'm still confused about how the dog's
No
involved
need to
in
worry
this.
about your pre-recorded
Me?
music tapes
But
being
I'm a girl.
accidentally erased.
Okay.
It can't happen. All cartridges include a special feature that makes accidental erasure of pre-recorded tapes impossible.
We call this feature
So
Execution
simple,
by
so convenient,
Tangerines.
So practical, so easy to
Bob
use,
Dobbs.
and with all the unquestioned advantages of tape. Now ready to move the tape recorder out of the closet and into the living room, where it belongs.
Sally's mother is forward-thinking. She wears a green dress.
Entertainment center for the entire family.
Daddy, Mommy's breaking the fourth wall again.
Just ignore her, sweetie. Mommy might be a ham, but we're professionals.
Developing a dramatic new product to further and advance a great new industry. The tape cartridge.
Will never go away! Fact!
That dog wasn't even in it at all.
Who's up for putting CDs in the microwave? Nobody?
Oh, it was tape like audio tape. I was way off base.
Get my purse off this thing.
Okay, we should probably record me doing it.
Yeah, I bet a really uncomfortable place would be like a sailor's chest. Yeah, I think that's what she meant.
Has anyone seen Dan? He's supposed to help me clean out the walk-in freezer.
And you're actually surprised that you can't find him?
Maybe he's locked inside it again.
No, I checked. The only person that was locked in there was Pete.
And you just left him locked in there?
No? Okay, yeah, I did.
I'm burning up. I need a quenching soda.
That doesn't even make sense.
Well, the good news is that maybe the movie will help you out, Pete.
As if anything can help Pete. Let's just be honest.
I am drinking you right now.
They're throwing it at me right now.
This is how most of my dreams start.
This is like a painting on the wall of a hotel room you really wish you weren't staying in.
Is that her job? Dang. Pretty sure I want her job.
I think that's the hand from the painting. Creepy.
Can you tell me who does your hair so I can murder them?
Get a horseshoe every time. Get a ringer with Coke.
Can you tell me who sold you that shirt so I can murder them?
You see that guy playing horseshoes over there?
Yeah, what a dick. Here, have a Coke.
I think those flowers are poisonous.
Who cares? We have corn syrupy greatness.
Litterer, litterer.
Well, here's to our diabetes.
I hear that.
Did you know iron ore is using?
I love how they are eating bread and tomatoes.
Now they're just messing with us. Lunch is totally not a job, is it? Because that would be the best job ever.
Let's see. Where am I ever going to find more Coke?
Everywhere people go, they want refreshment. At home, on the road,
at the adult
at the
arcade,
ball game, or wherever.
Obviously not Cubs fans.
Dude, that guy just got friend zoned.
Not only at play, but also at work, on the job. So often, that's where you want refreshment most. And enjoy it.
Drink Coca-Cola in bottles? Catchiest tagline since eat soup with a spoon.
You can trust. Like you trust the product.
Is it a requirement to just stand in front of the machine while you drink your
Coke? A
Coke?
quality product made with the best of materials, with experience and care.
I'm just gonna sit here and stare at you, Jimmy, and it ain't creepy, because it's totally in the script.
And a place to put the bottle when you're through.
This is my 10th one.
Yes, sir, refreshment is on the job. Side by side with the people on the production line.
Kind of jittery on the machine.
In plants large and small.
Look, everyone! It's the token minority! 3 whole non-white people briefly walking across the screen!
Do they work? They just seem to spend all of their time drinking Coke.
Holy crap, they even have working women. This is so fresh and progressive. Oh, never mind, they're just secretaries. Carry on, everyone.
And now,
orange scarves for everyone.
Coca-Cola is being made available for your enjoyment.
You pretended to work for 30 minutes now. Have a Coke.
A lot of thought went into placing the vending machines in the right spots. Spots as close as possible to you, so you won't have to walk clear across the plant for a little quick refreshment.
At the Pepsi factory, too?
Management was in on it.
Dude, that's kind of cold.
And the foreman, too.
And after you drink our soda into stage 2 diabetes, why not strike one of these handy Coca-Cola matches and light up your cancer stick?
And what is required to run it right. Shh. Better than the foreman.
This is my favorite part.
So when that big red cooler shows up on your job, you know it isn't being put in that particular spot just by chance.
Why are they putting that there?
The closest and most convenient. These big coolers will hold plenty of Coke, too.
Drug trafficking? Oh, Coke. For a second I thought you meant Coke.
Offices. Places like the one you work in, where there are lots of people.
Yes, the laying by a pool picnic or secretary factory.
Easy to operate. Just drop in a coin, and out comes a bottle of Coke.
Or if you're lucky, a random
Keeping
muskrat.
the coin cooler filled is the job of the route salesman.
Why would they pay money to get one out of machine when there's all these bottles?
He makes it his business to see to it that there is always enough on hand in every cooler to meet the demand. And he likes to get first-hand information on whether or not everyone is getting refreshment just right.
How often does this guy show up here with new bottles?
And
At this
fella
place,
is
like
plenty
10 times a
particular on
day.
that subject. He'll settle for nothing less than the, well, call it the ice-cold zone.
I hope he's particular about which thermometer he uses, too.
Every step he follows in loading and servicing the coolers is made with one aim.
To get a paycheck.
And that is to make sure you get ice-cold refreshment when you want it.
All they do is drink Coke and lose teeth.
He carries a pocket full of nickels, so he can make change for anyone who needs it.
The castle walls ensure the mailman's job.
That SOB didn't even buy a Coke.
And you'll notice, he won't leave until that cooler of yours is clean, inside and out.
If you know what I mean.
It's part of the job of good housekeeping. He knows the importance of orderliness around a place like yours.
Until the crash after your sugar high wears off.
He knows, the same as you do, that cleaning up, putting things away,
hiding the body,
keeping things where they belong, makes safety sense, as well as a more pleasant place to work. So, let's put them back in the rack, Mac.
So much to say, so little time.
Please, that is.
The naughty orchestra faints.
The convenience and pleasure of having ice-cold refreshment at work.
So this is where Be Kind Rewind started?
And it's part of everybody's job to protect that convenience.
Does that hat really say me first?
By putting the bottles back in the rack. Do your part.
Vote Republican.
Put empties in the rack.
I used to buy snake oil, but my snake's
Just
still
a reminder,
sweet.
In case anyone should forget that empties belong in the racks. And the racks themselves, they're always located at the coolers and elsewhere in handy places.
Is it just me, or are they spending a little too much time on this?
We'll keep refreshment on the job. It's keeping everything in its place that counts.
So what does that mean? There's two jerks who didn't replace it?
Anyone else getting a slightly ominous feeling when he's talking about keeping everything in its place?
And everyone in the plant realizes the safety value of alertness on the job.
So wait, people drink this stuff?
For the men who work with molten metal, or the men in the foundries and mills,
Or the men who work at Taco Bell.
here's real refreshment for people whose jobs require alertness. And what job doesn't?
Whoa! Val Kilmer!
Where precision is needed to the thousandth of an inch. Enjoy refreshment on the job.
We promise it does not cause dehydration.
So, whether your job is at the controls,
or at the controls of a mop,
or on the production line, in the yards or in the warehouse,
or in the yard's warehouse,
everybody, in every circumstance, everywhere,
without exception,
enjoys refreshment on the job, just as you do, because you're more alert, because you think
we can do it,
and work with an eye to safety and precision.
because you're too hyped up on sugar to care about life.
What does safety first have to do with Coke?
Apparently, Coke is dangerous.
Ice-cold Coke. But he will do
Why is it so important to this man that I always have a Coke? What are they putting in the Coke?
I would love to see that truck crash.
I would love to see it crash into a Mentos truck.
Clearly he will. Someone stole that guy's side view mirrors.
No matter what you do or who you are, you must drink Coke!
Do it now! Now!
Aw, man. This is new Coke.
I'm surprised that company never made it.
I'm surprised I'm still sitting here.
Wait. How do we all get these bottles of soda?
I think it was magic.
Just stop talking. Hey, what are you guys doing?
Oh, we're just looking at these housewares catalogs, trying to figure out what we want in our new place. No, come back. You can help us pick out our cabinet boutique.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, you guys are in luck. I mean, Channel 62 is going to have a short on about kitchen appliances.
Well, that's a weird coincidence.
I know, it happens a lot. No one else has noticed, but I've noticed.
Well, good news is it's coming on right now.
On a plantation somewhere in the South.
Or the Leave It to Beaver house.
This summer, Augusta Rowland is Eddie Mickelson.
Reach? Court-it? Reggie?
For once, one of these movies might actually be leveling with us.
They're really pandering to us, aren't they?
We'll be the judge of that.
Practical Dreamer, the Chelsea Clinton story.
Wait, what?
All his life, Billy wanted to be a girl, but this is the 50s.
Too drunk to wear her shoe.
You are getting sleepy.
I, Edie Michelson, being of sound mind and restless hand, assure you that at 1:30 a.m. I'm not just fascinated with the time.
As you seem to be pretty fascinated with.
Nor am I wide awake because of my husband Bob's snoring.
Separate beds. Spicy.
I'm not concerned about my 7-year-old Debbie or my 9-year-old David.
So the kids are not really important?
Look at me. Do I look like the type of woman who doesn't know her own mind?
Do they all just sleep in the same room? That's creepy.
Oh, I know now what's keeping me awake.
The clock?
2 hours ago, I didn't.
Is it the Pokey Brazier?
Yeah. With Madonna cones like that, I would be awake too.
I'm an early to bedder. Most nights I'm sound asleep by 10:30. This night, here I am tossing and turning.
And flipping around like a little fish.
I finally decided some milk and cookies might help.
That's classy.
Then I realized I had made a terrible, terrible mistake.
Dance party.
So these stairs are gonna eat her, right?
None of the steps squeaked? This isn't realistic at all.
She's totally going bowling.
In the void?
Yep.
Why do all of these places exist in the void?
If she starts to sing, "Singing in the Rain," I'm leaving.
Why did we install that spotlight?
As if there's a song called Singing in the Rain.
This couldn't be, but it was. A kitchenless kitchen.
A kitchenless
I
kitchen?
did what any normal
Is
red-blooded
this
American
Inception?
woman would do.
Was that an inhaling scream?
Relax, Edie. Everything's all right.
What are you?
Everything's not all right.
Hello, disembodied voice.
Over here, Edie.
Who are you?
That's what we want to know.
Where are you?
It's not really important.
That's actually very important.
What's all this about?
Ah, this is important. But you must be tired of standing. Here. Make yourself comfortable.
Is this the holodeck?
Milk and cookies, you said?
What are you, a commie?
Now, Edie, about the kitchen.
That's a good place to start. What happened to my kitchen?
Was it ever your kitchen, Edie?
I can do without the funny stuff, but not without my kitchen. I want it back.
And women's liberation is born. She discovers she doesn't belong in the kitchen.
You mean a dream kitchen?
You could call it that.
Just sign away your soul. That's right.
Amaze me.
I'm quite sure you'll amaze yourself.
Now?
Anytime.
She's just rolling with this?
My dream kitchen. Maybe you see it, I don't.
Well, that's because you haven't...
She's going to retell the story so different in court later.
Oh, I wouldn't know where to start.
Well, start with you.
With me?
It's going to be your kitchen, isn't it?
You should stay in there at all
You mean how
times.
I operate in the kitchen, or would like to?
Exactly.
And you're the
Incidentally,
thing
I
that's
happen not to
most
eat.
wrong with it.
I forgot all about it.
Then maybe you'll want to take some notes.
Is
as we
the
go along.
holodeck?
With a very condescending computer.
Aim and fire.
So, he
Okay.
finally convinces
Some
her to
things
eat the
consider
cookies,
about you
and then
in
he takes it
planning your
away.
kitchen. First of all, cooking. If you're the type who's anxious to get the cooking over with so you can do something else,
And what are the cabinets even attached to? How is this engineered?
on the other hand, if you truly enjoyed tempting the family with new dishes, you
Don't
want one
blow
of the two
yourself
basic
up.
types of cooking centers.
Again.
A section of your kitchen definitely planned around your talent and interest in cooking.
Next, we'll talk about birthing babies.
Then, if you do a lot of sewing, plan a sewing and mending center too.
When I think of kitchen, I think of sewing.
So she is a secretary.
Why does the kitchen need a secretary?
Household duties, scheduling, ordering, planning meals, keeping records.
If you are what you eat, then I'm a 42-foot fortune cookie.
Now, let's show you how to wash some laundry.
You may include the laundry for step-saving convenience.
And the washer and dryer? Wow, is there a bouncy house in there too?
I suppose a lot of people are doing that today.
It's
Good
just
luck.
so much.
Having the laundry in the kitchen. I'd really prefer a separate laundry room, if that's all right.
Well, the whole idea is to plan your kitchen the way you want it.
Let me give you a false illusion of choice.
Few women like reaching for things, but some would rather reach than do a lot of stooping. Good for the hips, it says.
So the brand new
Probably by
perfect
a
cabinets don't close?
Shopping? Maybe you like getting out to market 2 or 3 times a week. Or maybe it's a chore you prefer doing in a big way once a week. That's the current trend. But either way, plan it your way. Same with your 3 basic work centers: range, sink, and refrigerator.
Is he drawing a pentagram in
Some
there?
women like a
Do you mean like Hell's Kitchen? Ow!
But maybe you like the wide open spaces. If so, hang the efficiency habit your way, the way you want your kitchen.
How much
Get the
food is
idea,
she
Edie?
serving?
The kitchen should fit me, not vice versa.
And your family, too, of course. You have 2 children
And one of them is a girl, so she'll be in the kitchen
and a
too.
husband.
Well, of course.
And while the dad does absolutely nothing,
Take that time of day when you're busy getting dinner and the family's busy getting in your way.
Like the dicks they are.
I'm completely uninterested in the lives of my children and wife.
Why is she so angry?
So are they on some strange planet? Where's the rest of their house?
Better plan for it. It can be very nice, this having the family comfortably near, provided they don't clutter your workspace.
So now they're in the living room? What just happened?
If not, the kitchen opens up to the living room. And how about outdoor meals? If you and your family like them enough, you should plan your kitchen to open directly on the outdoor
so they
eating
just
space.
can't afford a
Save lot
real
of running
set?
back and forth.
Wouldn't it be cheaper just to go to someone's house?
Would they have the kitchen of the future? No, they wouldn't.
Then, if relaxed, informal parties are popular at your house, you can plan a wide pass-through between the kitchen and the living room.
So many sitcoms had those doors.
Children like to have friends in too, usually at the most inconvenient times. And as they get older, it only gets more complicated. The best answer is a snack bar outside your workspace.
Because every child is required to have a root beer float.
Here, honey, let me pretend to help. And I need some ice for my whiskey.
All these glasses are for me?
Double sink arrangement. Or, still better, 2 separate sinks.
Say, that's a great idea.
A
to
fly
each his
marrying
own.
a bumblebee? Well, that's a general idea of things to consider regarding your family. Make sense?
So we went from this to a woman running for president.
Wait, we did?
And then building her own dream kitchen in the White House.
That's right.
So,
That's why
shut
we
up
need
right
good
now.
planning to make it possible.
Make what possible?
Well, a chance for you to get some enjoyment out of these activities too.
I'll buy that point.
Okay?
Okay.
Then
And I need to know how much you have in your bank account.
My husband gives me an allowance, and when he comes home late, he tells me it's because he needs time alone, and the whiskey is because I talk too much.
But out of all these considerations must come one overall kitchen plan. Now, what is a kitchen anyway? Simply the logical arrangement of 3 main appliances: refrigerator, sink, range, with counters in between and storage cabinets above and below. This is the basis for every good kitchen.
And on every show today, the first thing they do is get rid of all
How
of
you
this.
vary your refrigerator center or your sink center or your range center depends only on your own needs and preferences and the size and shape of your planning space. And today there's so much to choose from.
Yes, it's
Cabinets,
mind-boggling.
A wide choice of steel cabinets with special storage and filler pieces available to make them adaptable to any kitchen plan.
I think Hanna-Barbera drew this short.
Counters, sinks, and sink tops. A great variety of standard arrangements designed to fit every individual need.
Some of which looks like faces.
Appliances, a tremendous assortment of types, sizes, and models to choose from. Virtually all offering automatic performance.
Did they run out of products? Is that why they're drawings?
Yes, Edie. Today there's everything you need for a personalized kitchen. Your own dream kitchen.
I'm just a woman. I can't handle
There's
this.
almost too much choice. It's confusing. I hardly know where to begin planning.
Well, there are two answers to that, Edie.
They are unable to respond. They are unwilling to respond.
Your kitchen. For instance, you don't have to start your plan with a sink under a window. The sink can often be part of an island in the center of the room.
Yes, let's put all sinks on an island.
Or use all closed cabinets. Just plan the storage you actually need.
False illusion
where
of
you
choice
need it.
again. I caught you.
On the do side, use a double sink if necessary. Separate sinks if possible. And plan a sit-down workspace within reach of the sink.
And of course, all of this will be installed by an
automatic dishwasher, preferably built-in. Your husband will probably appreciate it almost as much as you. Finally, provide as much well-lighted continuous counter space as possible. Also, make sure your refrigerator door opens away from any adjacent counter.
Where do I sign?
Wait, I want to see who wasn't important.
General idea, Edie.
Is it the voice?
You, your family, your kitchen. Half the battle is
G.I. Joe.
Edie, what's the matter?
It's just impossible, that's all.
What is?
For me to ever have the kind of kitchen I want.
Half the battle is simply knowing how to plan exactly what you want. And we've covered that.
That's just...
Let me cover some other things now.
Remember it all. Sure, I made a few notes.
And now they've disappeared. Okay, I totally called it.
Now even they're gone.
That guy
Your
is
notes,
so
Edie?
creepy.
Here they are.
On this iPad.
Take a look.
A paper iPad?
It's called the iPad Lite.
Everything we
for
talked about
books.
and a lot more is right here. If you're going to be a kitchen dreamer, why not be practical about it?
He had that the whole time? That's like Glinda the Good Witch saying Dorothy could go home the whole time.
So that's what happened. And here I am, wide awake at 1:30 a.m.
Wait, so she was sleeping the whole time, clutching her shoe?
What did I? Oh, surely it was just a dream, except for this.
Why does she have a revolver?
Because she can't afford a kitchen, so she's gonna shoot herself.
Why do I doubt that?
I stole this off a hobo.
Who needs a kitchen when I can have a dream?
Well, time to admit myself to the psych ward.
This is like Inception.
This is made by the steel industry? Why?
By the way, buy steel. Thank you.
It's like an evil clown named I'm Happy Kurowi!
My husband doesn't come home drunk in my dreams.
That's enough, it's over.
Remember when that silverware went missing? Have you checked the garage? Friday is still in there.
I want to play horseshoes.
That movie got me thinking.
No!
But wouldn't it be cool if we built our own void?
Dan, I think in your own small way, you've already accomplished that.